Does wine make us fat? Do I look fat? Now remember, the camera adds about 10 pounds. Now I drink wine virtually every day. Will I gain weight because of it? Now, last year I lost 40 pounds, and during that time I kept my wine to just Friday and Saturday nights. But now I'm drinking 1 to 2 glasses of wine almost every day, and I haven't gained any of that weight back. But people say regular wine consumption leads to weight gain. What should we make of all this? In today's video, we're going to look at 3 pieces to this puzzle to see if there's any correspondence between drinking wine and our weight. Now remember, I'm not a doctor or a medical professional, and what I'm saying is not medical advice. It's merely what I've gained over the years of being in this particular business. If you would like more in-depth medical advice, consult your doctor. Also, keep in mind, at any time if you like what you hear, click like, subscribe, and hit the little bell to be notified when there's a new post. Now remember, the subscription is free. And also, make sure you share this with your friends, but be careful. They may not appreciate this. Okay, so for me, when I think about weight gain, I think it all comes down to calories and carbs. So how do the calories and carbs in wine compare to other foods? Let's take an apple, for example. We know the old adage, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. This thing is healthy. It has about 100 calories. Now, a glass of red wine has about 125 calories. A white has about 120 calories. So when you look at dry wine, both red and white, they have about as much calories as an apple. Next is carbs. If you watch all the latest diet trends, they got us going up and down like a yo-yo. Today, calories are good, tomorrow they're bad for you. Today, carbs are good, tomorrow they're bad. You know, an apple has approximately 25 grams of carbs. A banana has approximately 27 grams of carbs. Meanwhile, your typical glass of dry red or dry white wine has right at 3.8 or 4 grams of carbs. So this is how much apple you can have, and this is how much banana you can have to equal 1 glass of wine in terms of carbs. So if the actual calories or carbs in the wine are not the factors that cause weight gain, what's making us get so fat? What we wanted to look at is, what are you nibbling on or eating along with your wine? So many of the foods we pair with our alcohol are crunchy and full of carbs. Look at the calories and carbs in this bag of Doritos. 18 carbs for 12 chips, 150 calories. We need to get rid of the Doritos. Let's take a look at these Oreos. 25 carbs per cookie. That's per cookie. 100 for 4 cookies. 40 calories per cookie. That's 160 for 4 cookies. We say to ourselves, I think I'll just have an Oreo. It'll taste good with my Cabernet or my Malbec. So you break out a bag of Oreos, shag yourself an Oreo, and it's like a Lay's potato chip. You can't eat just one. By the time you finish, you think to yourself, I still have several left in the bag, and you think, I'd call that good. Actually, it's not. Get rid of the Oreos. How about the hamburger helper? People eat this stuff all the time. Let's take a look at and see what's in this thing. You know, serving size, 1/3 of a cup. yeah, really. 1/3 of a cup, 23 grams of carbs and 110 calories. If you used real food with real natural ingredients, you could end up with a local low-carb meal, and you can drink all the wine you want. Do you want some of this stuff? Well, sure you do. Just don't eat the whole blasted carton along with a sleeve of Oreos. Vanilla ice cream, 137 calories for 1/2 cup. Yeah, right, who's going to eat a half a cup? The thing that mom and dad used to teach us as we were growing up is everything in moderation. You can eat just about anything you want in moderation and drink pretty much all the dry wine you want. It's all part of a balanced lifestyle, a balanced meal, a well-balanced wine, a well-balanced life which includes exercise and your internal spiritual or faith development. You know, it's really pretty simple. If you maintain a balanced life including balanced meals, you can pretty much drink all the dry wine you want and not worry about getting fat. Now, if you've been listening closely, you may have caught on to something that I've been saying. Notice how I talk about dry wine. Dry red wine and dry white wine have around 120 calories. It doesn't make that much difference. Dry wine has less residual sugar than sweet wines. The dry wines have fewer calories. If you like sweet wines, realize that those are adding more calories than you might expect, around 165 calories per glass. All that to say, you're working against yourself if you're drinking sweet wine and trying to lose weight. You'll have a much greater struggle in losing weight, and it can be a whole lot more discouraging. The second thing to look out for is how much wine are you drinking? What's a serving of wine? If you think about it, technically, a bottle of wine equals 5 servings, 5 glasses. Most of the time, when we're serving ourselves at home, we're serving 4 glasses per bottle. See here, this is a serving or 6 ounces of wine. Typically, this is not what we do. What we do is this. You see the difference? Plus, when we drink the glass about 3/4 of the way down, we refill it. By the time you've poured almost 3 glasses, you're adding calories. Now, most of us who drink a couple of glasses of wine per day will not go out and run a half marathon or do Pilates or have a rigorous workout. Typically, what we do is we find our way to the closest bed. You know, and those extra calories, they're not going anywhere. So what's the solution? Having just lost 40 pounds, it sounds pretty difficult. The fact of the matter is, at some point, we probably need to take some personal responsibility in our drinking habits. We need to drink our wine and live our life in a more balanced way. Portion control, both in your food and your wine, helps with that balance. How are you doing there? Is this information being helpful? Is it making sense? If it is, write balance in the comments below. The third thing to consider is a 13-year study of 20,000 women show that those who drink a half a bottle of red wine per day are less likely to be obese. Red wine contains chemicals that slow down the growth of fat cells, stop the formation of new ones, and help you lose weight. If this is true, cheers. You got to be careful. If you drink too much wine, thinking that you're going to lose a bunch of weight, the buffalo theory of wine may kick in and you may see yourself thinner than what you really are. For more about the buffalo theory of wine, check out my video, The Buffalo Theory of Wine. What I don't want you to hear me say is, make wine your diet. Sure, allow yourself to splurge on the weekends or periodically, but if you overindulge and continue to eat everything you want, you're going to gain weight. To summarize it all, drink your red or white wine in moderation. Usually a glass or 2 a night, 6 to 12 ounces. Drink dry wine, not sweet, and watch out what you're eating with it. And then on the weekends, if you want, splurge a little bit. Hey, thanks so much for investing the time to watch this video. If you got something out of it, let me know in the comments below, and hit subscribe and the little bell to be notified when I post new videos. And please share this video if it was helpful to you. I'd really appreciate it. And thanks again for joining me. Make sure you watch the other videos that I've talked about Remember to hit like and subscribe if you got something out of this video. Until next time, cheers.